Hey people, what's going on? Derek here again with the Line 6 Pod HD500. Going through the amp models, and I want to just talk to you about a few of them. This one is the JTM-45, the Marshall JTM-45, through the Brit channel, also known as the Brit J-45 Brit. Great sounding amp model. It's a Marshall, so you're going to have lots of bottom end, lots of gain, lots of punch, just lots and lots of everything. You've heard this amp on pretty much every rock and roll record. You've seen it at every rock and roll concert. It's a classic amp, gives you a classic sound. Anyone can plug into it and sound like a rock star. Okay, maybe not everyone, but still is a great sounding amp. So I want to take you through it and show you some of the features that I find to be interesting on the pod for this particular amp model. And yeah, it's going to be very exciting, so I can't wait. I just want to tell you real quick about my setup. I'm using a Line 6 Vari-X guitar. I'm using the 300 model, running straight in my pod HD500, and the pod's going straight to the recording interface, and there's no EQ or any post-production anything going on. I'm literally just turning on record and posting it on YouTube. There's no editing done to the video whatsoever. You're going to hear every bad note. You're going to hear every bad setting. You're going to hear every tuning. I mean, you're going to hear it. So, and if you like the patches in the end, if you like how it sounds, you can go on the info box and follow the link that's posted in there to my account on Custom Tone. You can download all my Pod HD tones. Or if you have an XT or X3 series, you can download all my Lincoln Brewster patches that everyone's been asking me about. So definitely check that out. And yeah, so let's look at the settings I have on the pod. As you can see, the tone controls, you can kind of take note of them. It's going to sound different with your guitar, but you can kind of take note of them. The parameters I want to talk to you about are the amp parameters and the cab parameters. Real quick before I get into that, I'm using the 212 PhD ported cabinet with a 57 on axis. The room is turned all the way down. You got a little bit of reverb. And so let me look at the amp parameters real quick. The master is all the way. The sag is at 50%. The hum is all the way down. And the bias and bias excursion are on 50%. We're going to tweak those later on. Then I have a low cut, res level, thump, and decay. The thump control is really cool. It's how I'm able to get that booming Marshall sound out of a 212 cabinet while still maintaining the clarity of having a 212 cabinet. So it's really, really cool. So I'm on the Strat model right now, and let's hear how the Brit J45 through the Brit channel sounds on the Pod HD500. Alright, let's hear what this thing could do gain-wise. So the gain's at 50 right now, or the drive's at 50. Let's hear it at 70 and hear what that can do. And now let's hear it fully cranked. Yep, that's why we like Marshall. Alright, so let's hear the gain at 60. probably end up putting it where I had the last one at 55. Nah, let's go ahead and put it back at 60. All right, let's go through the different pickup positions on the Strat and then go to some different guitars. Now let's listen to a Telecaster model. Now let's hear the Les Paul model in the bridge position. Now let's hear the Les Paul in the middle position. Alright, going back to the Strat here, let's mess around with some different parameters here. Right now we have the master volume control. This works just like any master volume on just any other amp. So the higher you have it, the louder things get and the more power amp distortion you have. But as you begin to decrease it, get a little bit less volume and a little bit less gain. So let's hear how it sounds at 50%. Let's crank that up to about 70. And finally, let's hear it full bore. Alright, let's mess with the sag control. The sag right now is at 50%. That's what we've been hearing for the bulk of the video. Let's hear it at 0%. Now let's hear the sag on 100%. I like it at 0%, so that's where I'm going to keep it. So sounds great, sounds good. The sag control kind of is like I call it a modern to vintage switch. The hum control, if you want that, just hum. And let's mess with the bias controls. Here's the bias at 50. Here's the bias at 0. And here's the bias at 100. I'm going to leave it there. And the bias excursion, here it is at 0%. Put it back up to 50. And let's hear it at 100. Alright, I think I like it at 50%. I think I want to keep it there. Alright, let's mess some of these cab parameters. The low cut really comes in handy if you're playing a humbucker guitar that's exceptionally bassy, or if you're doing any drop tunings, or you have an extended range guitar like a 7 or 8 string. If the low end's getting to be a little too much, you can mess with this low cut. So I'm playing the Les Paul in the neck position, and I'm going to play some riffs down low so you can hear what I'm talking about. Alright, that's a little bassy, so what I can do, if my mouse will agree with me, is turn the low cut up to about 130. If that's still a little bassy, you can go up from there. Let's see how much we can cut out. So it sounds like you're coming through a radio speakers. So I like it at 0%, but I don't play a lot of stuff down low when I'm on the neck pickup of the Les Paul. And I did a factory reset on my Variax. So this is how the Variax sounds stock. On my settings for the Les Paul, it's nowhere near as bassy. So the res level, let's see what that sounds like. I'm going back to the Strat. Alright, this is the res level. Here it is at 0. And here it is at 100. Cover your ears, it's about to get loud. I'm not going to play any more than just that. I mean, it's extremely, extremely loud. So here it is back at 15. The thump control. I really like it for especially these Marshalls, so you can get that. You can get that thump of a 412 with the clarity of a 212 with the way I have it set up. But if it's a little too thumpy, you can always pull it back. Go down to 50. Let's hear what it sounds like there. It's a Marshall. It can't help but be a little thumpy. Let's hear it at 0%. So it sounds really cool. I like it, of course, full bore. The decay knob, I don't really hear a lot of difference in what it does, so I'm not really going to mess with it. So let's mess with some overdrive and distortion pedals. Right now I'm using the boost comp, and I'm using it as a second channel or as a little gain boost in front of the amp. Turn the treble down just a little bit, and let's hear how that sounds like. So here it is without. And here it is with. So it sounds really nice. Let's hear the tube drive. Alright, now let's mess with the tube screamer. Alright, now let's hear the classic distortion. So we're hearing the Proco Rat going into the Marshall, and going to do some slight tweaks here because it does come a little extreme from the factory. So here's how that sounds. Alright. Man, that's a great sounding amp model. All these amp models sound great, at least the ones I'm demoing. Not because I'm demoing them, because I think they sound good. Anyway, so this has been the Marshall JTM-45 through the Brit channel. So great if you've got like a Les Paul or something. And it's a nice bright sound, but still got plenty of bark in it to give you a nice fat Marshall-y sound, what Marshall's known for. So anyway, this has been a video about the Marshall JTM-45 amp model, also known as the J-45 Brit. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this sound, you can download this and many more at the info box. I have the link in the info box. And download it, tweak it to your heart's delight, and I really hope you enjoy it. So this is Derek Higwood signing off. Thanks for watching, and God bless.